Hi guys, I'm not quite sure how clear this is going to be, but I am hoping that the volume is better than the last new moon report that I put up. I was struggling with it and realised I hadn't plugged the other mic in, so I'm hoping I've done it right today. I wanted to talk to you about this super full moon that we've got coming up on the 27th. There's quite a few aspects to it, and of course we've got Pluto that rules Scorpio, 8th house along with Mars. We've got these Pluto energy stationary retrograde is going to start to move retrograde and will be in retrograde motion until about the 6th of October of this year, so as we're going into the autumn Libra season. So we're hoping that by the time we've gone back and done all the salvaging and all the rest of it, all right, and the eliminating if required, which I'm going to talk to you about, hopefully we'll have done that as we approach Libra season. We've found a better balance, okay, as hopefully an agreement, if you like, as the Pluto in Capricorn energy begins direct motion, all right, as we move in towards the new year. Don't forget, guys, that we've still got these major hits coming in from the square aspect that we've got going on with Saturn and Uranus, and that is going to hit us around mid-June. It's also going to come again around the Christmas period, which is what I spoke to you about in the other video. Alright, so let's talk about Scorpio. I just wanted to have a moment before I really got into the full moon scenario, if you like. Scorpio, let's talk about it. Scorpio, 8th house energy, joint rulerships, the old ruler being Mars, alright, and the higher octave being Scorpio, Pluto, alright. Now, we need both of those energies in the 8th house, because 8th house energy is about soul desire as well. It's the house of the soul, alright, and Scorpio energy is about elimination. And as we move through the 7th house Libra, where we associate to ultimately evolve and become something else, within that 8th house, that absolute complete merging and immersion into association that we have with Libra, 7th house energy. When we move into the 8th house, Scorpio, at the end of the day, the alchemist, the archaeologist, the detective, and any good detective will tell you that their work involves a process of elimination, and that is exactly what Scorpio does on a soul level, through association. It is the elimination and the purification of itself, alright, and it exhausts all these earthly desires, Mars, right, through Mars action and interaction. It is about sex, it is about death, it's about all the taboos, alright, Scorpio, delving into the mysteries of life. It also represents DNA, RNA, ancestral DNA, right, disease within the body, molecular mutations, but the key connection for me, because I thought, right, how am I going to start this? And I thought, I don't want to go too deep, guys, and I try not to. It is quite difficult because I am structured in Scorpio in the 6th house, so it is quite difficult for me not to get all detailed. But I am going to get detailed, and Scorpio is about details, but Scorpio allows us to recognise what works for us and what doesn't, and soul desire, at the end of the day, it's what the soul desires, right? It's not what Mars desires, right? The lower octave of it. We use Mars, we utilise Mars to actually access those areas, access all areas with Mars, and in some respects, Scorpio does access all areas, and when it gets in there, it then has to fathom whether or not it's right for it, it isn't. And I think about Scorpio energy as being a purification energy. It's interesting because in medical astrology, Pluto, along with a co-ruler Jupiter, it controls the liver, right? Now, Plutonian energy, Scorpionic energy, the death cards, Scorpio, the judgment cards is Pluto, and of course the judgment card being the day of judgment. We raise something from the dead, right? We are judged. You know, nothing overtly heavy, guys, but you know, it is about this sort of purification as we go through association, moving through that seventh, diving deep, intimate, merging, right, merging. And of course we do that within sexual energies. You know, we exchange sexual fluids, takes us into all sorts of areas to do with sexual karma, which I'm not going to talk to you about. But at the end of the day, you know, the association, there's deep penetrating energies of Scorpio, all right? Now, on this full moon, right, it is going to allow us to, if you like, flush, right? You know, the liver at the end of the day deals with impurities within the body. The liver filters, all right, and you know, rids itself of any toxicity within the system. So Jupiter, Pluto, Scorpio energy rules the waste disposal units, and so that's the bowel, it's the urinary tract, the bladder, anal passages, right, the expulsion of feces. This is Scorpionic energy, so expelling, right, and ridding itself, right, knowing what's good for it and what is not good for it, you know, whether or not that's be food, whether or not be relationship, no matter what it is, at the end of the day, Scorpio, particularly with this full moon in Scorpio, where everything, we see it, things at its fullest. With this full moon, we need to look at, you know, do we hit the garbage disposal button, you know, or are we going to sort of go back and salvage and do a bit of soul retrieval, if you like, with this Pluto in Capricorn energy, retrograde from the 27th, making that move backwards until around October the 6th, 7th, something like that. So all the way through, we're going to be going back, we're going to be looking back at, for some wreckage, right, what is it that we want to reclaim, what is it that we want to eradicate completely, what is it that we need to flush out, Scorpio, to ultimately go forwards and complete our soul mission, 8th house, right? So, you know, how do we do that? So yeah, it's really about listening to that higher energy as well. We've got Jupiter up there in Aquarius, guys, don't forget that. We've also got the square aspects to Saturn and Uranus, as I said. So we've got that going on. No direct hit at the minute, but it is coming, so be prepared for it. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative, you know, it can be a really, really positive thing as well. So, you know, we need to be mindful of that. I think also with this full moon, this super moon, it could be a bit of a sleepless one, right? And the reason for that is, of course, that we have Neptune in Pisces in the 11th house, and sleep issues and all of that. 11th house, yeah, 11th house is Aquarius, guys, alright, so we can get quite a lot of channel stuff coming through as well, with Jupiter being in Aquarius, right, so yeah, higher stuff coming through. You kids, you sort of like 83 to 95, Scorpio generation, you're going to be getting an awful lot, because that's what you're here to do, you know, to explore and dive deep, and you do that through association, do it through sex as well, you guys, rock and roll, you know. Lucky you. But at the end of the day, it is all about association. It is about eliminating um, and clearing the path if you feel that something's not right for you. If we haven't achieved the balance as we've moved through the 7th house Libra energies, you know, before we access the 8th house, you know, which is the journey on the 12th sign. At the end of the day, yeah, things are going to get rocked, okay? And because we've got obviously the polarity of Scorpio is Taurus, and we're in Taurus season. It's naturally the 2nd house, but we've got all the Taurus on this new moon in this 1st house. I have set this chart as Placidus because I know I normally work with the porphyry chart system, but I have set it as Placidus because one or two of you got in touch and said, oh, I don't get that, and so I popped it back onto Placidus, which is probably the most common house system. So unless you're obviously Vedic or whatever, but at the end of the day, so it's at Placidus. I'm going to put the chart on the end, all right, so you can have a little look at it, but you can see that we've got quite a few aspects with this supermoon as well on the 27th. So not only have we got Pluto in the station ready to go retrograde for his 6-month period, but we've also got Moon square Uranus, I think, or in opposition. Yeah, Moon square Uranus. We've got Moon in opposition to both Mercury and Venus, guys. And again, we've got this retrograde. I think there's something else up there as well. In fact, if I can get this chart up, I can probably have a look at it. Yeah, so we've got Mercury in Taurus. We've got the Sun in Taurus on the 27th. We've got Uranus in Taurus in that first. These are really, really tight as well, from 7 degree to 16 degree. So again, it's like I spoke to you in the new moon, we've got this cornucopia of energy in Taurus in that first house. And bearing in mind that the first house, Mars energy naturally is the lower octave of the 8th house. So, you know, our actions around money, all right, self-reliance, okay, ridding ourselves of any codependencies, right, might be something that some of you have been working through. So Taurian energy is about self-reliance, it's about your skill sets, it's about your ability to build your house, not of sticks but of bricks, all right, it's solid energy, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And I think with Pluto going retrograde, it's allowing us to go back and have a look at a little bit of the rubble where that Pluto wrecking ball has hit, right? Which is what it does, you know, it comes in, it can limit us, it can make us let go, it can draw a line in the sand, it can do all of those things. But if you're not feeling ready to do that at the moment, if you're not feeling ready to sever yourself, you know, and eliminate and eradicate and purge and purify all of those things, right, if you're not ready yet, then I think the Pluto in Capricorn reality is going to allow you to go back and salvage. If you do want to salvage anything from the past, dig, if you like, if you've left something behind, then I think retrograde Pluto is going to allow you to go back and check, have a bit of a reality check. And again, Uranus in Taurus, in amongst that gang there, is asking you to get real, be authentic, be true to yourself. Again, that's Jupiter in Aquarius, guys, as well. All right, so it's given us a little bit more time, I think, to fathom things out and where things have been stuck in the drain, right, you know, where we needed it unblocking, right, where we've been constipated in life, then this super full moon, along with the Neptune there in Aquarius, is going to allow us to flush it out. All right, okay, so it's going to allow us to flush it out. And obviously when the chart, if I put like Aries rising sign, we've got we have Chiron in Aries up there as well, so I've talked to you about this, you know, no more wounding of the self, you know, acknowledging limitation, knowing when to throw in the towel. You know, Scorpio energy pushes the envelope, right? It pushes the envelope. There is risk, right, with Scorpio. There is fear with Scorpio. There is a fear of loss of control with Scorpio energy as well, you know, and there are power games with Scorpio. All right, so all of these things, and with these sort of these oppositions, they're not going to last forever, guys, but you know, and we've got Saturn square, I think, that moon, have I got that right? I should have got the chart, the little grid up, guys. Yeah, we have got Saturn square, yeah, we've got Saturn square the moon, just double checking. But it's not going to be square for long, just a few days maybe, and then that's going to sort of ease back and move away. But again, it's like the eradication of and purification of desires that no longer serve us, situations that no longer serve us, you know, and again, networking, resources, bank balances with Taurus and Scorpio. So again, coming back to that, being self-reliant, surviving, right, acquiring, honing skills, and we can do that through higher education, guys, with excuse me, Jupiter up there in that 11th house, and I think I'd said that Neptune in Pisces is in the 11th house. It's not actually, I apologise, it's in the 12th house. It's quite the 12th house, when you look at the chart, it's quite a big house, it's quite expansive. So we've got a little bit of Aries in there with Chiron, and we've also got this Neptune in Pisces. So yeah, water everywhere, guys, with this super moon. I think there's absolutely no doubt about that. So again, it's like this eradication, right? It is the, as I said, it is the waste disposal unit, and it is, as I said again, the liver. It can regenerate, and I think that's what we need to think about. But if you've fallen into bad habits, if you, at the end of the day, have fallen a bit foul of the sex, the drugs, the rock and roll, you know, and it's, you're now recognising that actually old habits are very difficult to break. But you know, if you think about the liver in itself, you know, one of the hardest things for the liver to process is sugars, right? And you know, it's you know, it's like, so the last thing you need to do is to pile on the sugar, and we all do it, you know, because it's a desire. Mars wants it, he wants its lollipop, and he wants it now, and so we do that, you know. Mars is about instant gratification, if you like, of a desire, right? But it's a case of really having to look back, and I think again, this energy of Pluto going retrograde is going to give us that 6 months, and if there are things, if we're waiting on organisations to help eliminate certain issues pertaining to that energy in Taurus. So yeah, if it's love, if it's passions, Venus, obviously Taurus rules, Venus rules Libra as well. And what have we got on that 7th house? Of course, we've got the Scorpio moon in there. So, you know, it's like just finding a balance, Libra, you know, power balances, you know, agreements around that. And again, powerful associations even, right? So, yeah, if you've got to deal with that, and you've got to deal with bureaucracy and all of that, which is, again is again it's Capricorn energy, then you've got to deal with it. But where you can sheriff yourself, guys, right, with Capricorn, at the end of the day, if we can do that, this is where this full moon, this super full moon, is asking us to dig deep, excavate, eliminate, purge. Right, I love that, purge, and you know, have a relationship, an intimate relationship with you, right? Really get down there and to do a little bit of soul retrieval, guys. You know, a bit of salvaging. And I think that's what's going on here as well. Now, if you are struggling to sleep at all, a lot of people do with the full moons. If you check out my little playlist, I haven't got much on there, but there is about a 30-minute gig on there. It's amazing. It's the Tibetan aura cleansing one. It's brilliant. You'll see the Buddha's head on it. It's great. I really work with that well. It works for me, and I'm pretty choosy. I'm Scorpio on the 6th, so I do inspect quite a lot, and I bypass a lot. You know, I think, no, that's not for me. Again, this is Scorpionic in its nature. No, that's not it. That's not feeding me. It's not feeding my soul. It's not giving me what I want. So at the end of the day, no. But that particular one is really good. So if you want to check it out, please do. I don't think I've got too much else to say really. Yeah, if you are losing sleep, again, we know it's full moon energy, but you know, again, I just want to say, just do what you can. Sort of try and surrender, right? Try and accept limitation. You know, go in and ask your soul, if you like, was this good for you? Is this good for you? Or do you no longer want to party in that way, right? With a person, a situation, an organisation, whatever. If at the end of the day we need to sever ties, we need to draw a line in the sand, then that's what this full moon in Scorpio is allowing us to do. It's about elimination, it's about regeneration, and it's about rebirth, guys. So, tarot deck, judgment, okay? The judgment, the day of judgment, all right, and we've got Saturn, Capricorn energy in Pluto. So again, have we made poor judgments in the past? Of course we have. Of course we have. We're human beings. So at the end of the day, you know, what now would be a better judgment call, right? Okay, so again, I feel that the Pluto in Capricorn energy is allowing us, with it retrograde motion, to go back and have a look at the wreckage and salvage if we need to salvage, right? To start building that house of bricks, okay? And we go from that. So we're not chucking out the chintz completely, guys. We're just filtering, which is exactly what the liver does, and everything is filtered, right, through that Scorpio energy, and you know, and we're rocking, right? Blockages undone, right, and we're rocking. All right, guys, I hope that's helped you. I may well pop the chart on for you when we get to the end of this, but I'm just ringing to say thank you so much. Keep clicking like. I haven't quite got my 15 quid from Google yet, but I want to say a big hello to the 80 subscribers that I now have. I'm thrilled. It's only been 2 months. So if I can get 10 a week, guys, I'm rocking. And you know what, in 10 years' time, I will get my £15 from Google. All right, so thank you, guys. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. And I'll see you very soon with the May Taroscope for the collective, and you're going to be getting your individual ones coming through. And I did promise Pisces I'm going to start at the back, so the 12th house, the 11th, the 10th and the 9th coming up first, and we'll work it through to Aries. You've had a good couple of months, Aries. All right, so you take care. Thank you so much, and as I said, please check in again. Thank you for listening.